Another one. Another one. Touchdown, Jags! Ball game!
Another Jags podcast.
All right, welcome to another Jags podcast, episode 80. And we are here breaking down real life football. And it's exciting to see because we finally have some week one preseason film to break down. We posted our immediate reaction podcast immediately after the game last week, but now we've had time to watch the film. So now we have a different perspective on the entire game. And although it was just the backups, I mean, that's our depth. So it's important to see who did what and how people played. But before we get into that, make sure you follow us on all of our social medias. Everyone loves social media nowadays. So you can follow us on Twitter at Another Jags Pod, Facebook, Instagram, Another Jags Podcast. I'm here with Mike tonight.
What's up, Playboy?
Mike, admittedly, after the game, we were both a little concerned.
A little bit.
Right, about the game. But we've had time to go back and watch the film. So we go back and we break down the film. We watch every play because that way, when you watch it back, like you kind of see more than you do when you watch it live. It's just obviously the way it is.
A lot of stuff going on.
Exactly. What were your first reactions after you rewatched the film? That was different than like your first time after watching it live.
Immediately, I hate to snake your pick, but after rewatching it, Taven Bryan did not look as bad as I expected. I know he was getting a lot of hate from some Jags fans, but going back and looking at it, he actually looked pretty good. Also, going back and looking at it, Gardner, as weak as his arm looked, I did hear there was some fatigue. And looking at it, the blocking was pretty bad.
What do you mean fatigue?
There was some fatigue.
Like he was tired?
Yeah, some arm fatigue.
Some arm fatigue.
Yeah. There's some reports of it.
There's reports of arm fatigue.
Going back and looking, yeah, there was.
What does that mean? Like he threw too much?
I'm not sure.
Or he played too much in practice? Or
I'm not sure. That's the reports were that he was fatigued.
Okay.
And the blocking was pretty poor. So as bad as he looked, there was a lot of bad quarterback play Thursday night.
That's true.
And since then, last night, Blake Bortles looked horrible.
Yeah, I was going to say the thing that stood out the most to me was Taven Bryan's play. And not even that he played good, because he didn't play good. You would expect someone that was a first-round pick playing against all those level of competition he was. I think he played 4 defensive series? Maybe 5. But all in all, it really wasn't as terrible as people made it out on Twitter, at least.
Yeah.
He had a lot of pressures that Lamar Jackson was able to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, the Ravens got rid of it pretty quick.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they were game planning that quick offense.
Yeah.
We were even talking about during the game, like we both like that Greg Roman offense.
Yeah,
like it's the same offense that Kaepernick ran.
Yeah.
It's that pistol formation with the misdirection and inside zones, outside zones.
It's hard to just pin your ears back. And,
yeah, exactly. Like they take away speed rushers in that offense, and you can make excuses all you want, but they had Taven Bryan moving laterally more than they had him moving like up and down the field, which kind of was going to take. He's not going to get as many tackles and things like that because the majority of his meaningful snap took place on the interior of the line.
Yeah.
So, all in all, honestly, I don't think it was that bad. I don't think Gardner Minshew played that well, but I expected that.
He didn't play as bad as I thought he did. Watching it Thursday. Thursday was pretty rough. Just the raw emotions of it. Offensive line's pretty bad. I saw some tweets today that Can might even lose his job.
AJ Can?
Yeah.
Did he play that bad?
He did not look good at it. We laughed at his snaps at center, but
yeah,
it must be pretty bad in practice.
Did you go back and watch much of him?
I've watched a few snaps. I tried not to watch him just for my sanity reasons.
Yeah, I went back and watched the offensive line and trying to nothing really stood out. I mean, everyone played pretty mediocre. The only guy that really stood out was Casey McDermott. Casey McDermott actually played a pretty solid game.
A lot of people are on his bandwagon. Like smart, pretty, average. He doesn't seem to make a lot of mistakes. That's how it kind of was. He was in Miami. He was solid and average at everything, but not great at anything. Do you think Will Richardson has a chance for that job at all?
I don't know. I mean, I watched him a bit, and he just kind of did that same thing that he did in college, where he didn't have a lot of athleticism and was just kind of like a get in your way type of guy.
Yeah.
His kick step on pass block is funky looking, and his drive step and when they're running the ball doesn't look that great.
Do you think at guard that makes a difference, though? I mean, we've seen him at right tackle. Do you think him being at a guard, do we see him at guard at all in the first game?
He played a little bit of guard. I think he moved inside because they had Shatley looked really good at guard. There was a play where they
Shatley always looks
yeah
average.
they had
solid.
a play where they pulled him around to the outside of the tackle on like a power or whatever it was, and he looked pretty good. What about Jeff Swaim getting a bunch of snaps at fullback? I mean, we didn't really talk about that.
Do you think that's a lot or a lack of Oliver being injured or being healthy?
I think they like him at that like H-back role.
Okay.
I mean, he had a couple plays where he lead blocked for whoever it was, but a lot of his plays were on play actions, and he was just getting flat. And
he looked good though. There was a few for we were watching Blue that looked pretty good. He didn't follow the hole, but Swaim looked pretty good as a lead blocker. Nothing he's ever done before.
Yeah,
and he looked pretty good at it.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard, Norwell's reportedly has a quad. Was it a quad injury?
A quad, yeah.
And those are tough. You never want those. And really, there's been some news of injuries all over the team. So we have, like we said, we have Norwell's quad. AJ Boye, he's not playing right now.
Yeah.
No, he's back. He's back at 7-on-7. So he's back.
Who was missing today? Jalen came back, and was Dede gone? Who was it?
Quincy Williams. They said his recovery's going well.
Good.
Marquise Lee, Cam Robinson, they said
Gonna be a minute.
may not be ready to go by week
Cam
1.
Robinson not on PUP, and then Marquise Lee probably will be, unfortunately.
So what does that mean, pup?
Comes back after week 6. Eligible to come back after week 6. I
So-
mean, I'm really cool with Conley, Chark, Dede.
Yeah, I mean, those three have kind of emerged.
Yeah.
I just wonder how much Conley will be able to actually like contribute when he's playing against number 1s and 2s.
I mean, 550 yards last year. I know they had a lot of weapons, a legendary quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he can. And he was coming back. That was his first. It was months back from an Achilles injury. That's a horrible injury. The fact that he was even playing is impressive. So I don't think he's going to be an MVP, but I think he can be a solid. I think those three can be pretty solid.
Are you concerned at all about the injuries across the board for anybody?
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Just stay healthy, and it's already not happening. Norwell, since he signed here, has not seemed to be able to stay healthy. He's a fantastic talent, but he's not been able to stay healthy. Lender, he's known for it. He's good for like 6 to 12 games a year. He's one of the best in the NFL, but it's one of those things with the best. What is it? The best attribute in the NFL is health. What they say?
Yeah, availability is the best ability.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you said, I mean, those guys are just not on the field.
The one person that can stay healthy is probably the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, figures, right?
Yeah. Well, they just, like I mentioned, they did mention that Quincy Williams' recovery is going well. So that's good because I think he could see a lot of snaps outside linebacker. Everyone already knows that. But I'm excited to see him. Hasn't really gotten a chance. We haven't got a chance to see him.
Jake Ryan, does he make an impact this year? He doesn't seem like he's healthy at all.
He came off ACL injury too.
Yeah. He's had a few. He's had one in college, and I believe one in the NFL.
Yeah. And it's tough, man. There's that injury monster will get you.
Is that a position that they look at the waiver or cuts, training camp cups, or training camp cups?
Training can.
Jesus, if I could talk. Training camp cups?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. One of those words.
Yeah.
But I've heard that they won't, though, because we're a nickel team. How many snaps are actually available? Miles Jack is going to be playing a lot.
1,000 snaps last year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who else is out after that? Who's playing?
Does Ronnie Harrison go to linebacker? I mean,
No.
safety's not much better. Yeah.
I think, Najee Good played a little bit. He played all right.
There's a lot of average players. If you can combine them into one player, they'd be a 5 overall.
You know who had a really good play, though? DJ Alexander.
He did.
Yeah, he had a really good...
Pointed that on
Twitter.
Yeah.
He had a play-action boot where he just read right at the quarterback. It was a great read. He disguised his blitz pre-snap. He was lined up on this weak side of the formation, had about 5 to 7 yards. Pre-snap, walks up to the line of scrimmage, blitzes perfect timing, gets out in front of the chipping tight end. It was perfect. Maybe DJ Alexander is a guy who can come in and kind of fill the role at that linebacker position because a lot of the guys that are there now are really not that good. And if you're not familiar with DJ Alexander,
do you think Jacobs has his job sewn up?
I think he's on the team for sure. I don't know how much. I think he's still playing for playing time.
Okay.
Because he hasn't really shown anything to make you think that he's like
A lock.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm rooting for him, but at the same time, I'm also realistic.
Yeah.
DJ Alexander was drafted by the Chiefs in the 5th round in 2015. Played college football at Oregon State. When he at Seattle, he was at Seattle, right? Yes, he was at Seattle for a year, and then the Eagles for a year. Now he's in Jags. And that's after spending 2 years in Kansas City. So he's got experience. He knows what he's doing. Hopefully he's a guy that's like a diamond in the rough, like one of those gems that we find, because we could use one at linebacker for sure. I mean, he had a couple good plays where he blitzed well. With like in the 2-minute defense, he had a really good blitz off the edge. He's just fast. He gets to the line of scrimmage quickly, and he has good timing. And I like what I saw out of him. Anybody that stood out to you that we didn't? I mean, we talked about C.J. Revis.
It looked good. Quentin Meeks was up and down. Exactly. We saw a few plays that Meeks was up and down. Who was the other one? Borders. I'm sorry. What was his name?
Borders.
Breon Borders at times. He looked okay.
Yeah. No, I didn't see a lot of times where he looked good.
I thought that there was a few that he looked okay.
Trey Herndon.
The 4th and 5th job it's open.
Yeah.
For sure. There's a lot of meh players over there. It's kind of hard to.
Connor Strachan, the rookie free agent linebacker out of Boston College, actually had the highest PFF grading of any player on the team.
Wow.
And we actually put a couple of cut-ups of him, and he's like really solid. Like, he's just a really solid fundamental linebacker. Reminds me a lot.
He was second. Picasso Nelson was first.
Oh, Picasso Nelson was first. I forgot about that.
Nelson.
Yeah, but how many snaps did he play?
He played 16 snaps.
Okay, not a lot, but hey, I'm rooting for my boy Picasso.
Name.
Dude, my boy Picasso, he's one of the guys. We put a Twitter video up of Picasso Nelson. He's a defensive back. Good hands, good tackler, plays with his leverage really well.
I think tackling wise, he had, out of all players, he had the 3rd best tackling grade, and he's a defensive back.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Picasso Nelson's a guy that's not going to make the team, but he's going to pop up on another team's squad next preseason.
Everything you put on film, you can use. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of guy who we cut and then has some good film this preseason, your boy Alan Lazard had a nice deep touchdown the other day.
And the guy he scored over, there was a big controversy on. Just in the social media aspect, there was the guy that he scored on earlier in training camp. He destroyed. He laid him out and flexed over the gentleman, and there was a camp fight, and then he gets torched.
Really?
In the actual
DB
game.
was
That's
involved
hilarious.
in the fight?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So he flexed over some guy he laid out in training camp. They're not even in pads. He lays him out, and it's funny how that works. The Packers left tackle, David Bakhtiari, one of the best, most respected players in the NFL, tagged him in a tweet. So that's very unfortunate. If one of those players goes out of their way to tag you in a tweet, it's probably not a good thing.
What do you think of Tay Hayes? Tay Hayes had an interception.
He did. Jalen Ramsey was very excited for him.
Yeah.
He's a player that maybe could stick. Is he a practice squad guy? Maybe.
I think he gets cut.
Yeah, he plays for another team.
Yeah, he's
film. I mean, you play well.
Well, he had a great interception, but then the very next drive, it was in the 2-minute defense that they were playing. He really gave up a jump ball touchdown to Earl Boykin. It was just a classic vertical route inside the red zone, something you have to defend as a defensive back.
Yeah.
And he gave it up. Fortunately, I think it was a holding call on the offense that allowed that play to happen. But at the same time, another guy who showed good plays and flashed, but really overall didn't have a great game. I mean, the entire defense didn't. I mean, when you give up 29 points, usually things are...
There's only touchdown scored in the first half. So it wasn't...
Was it a touchdown, 3 field goals?
Yeah, there was a touchdown. There was a field goal in the first half and maybe a touchdown.
Because I know, yeah.
So they played It
was
well.
16-0 at halftime.
Okay, was it?
Yeah. McSorley looked okay. I mean, our defense, I got to say, it's...
a lot of people missing.
Imagine being Doug Marrone, though, and your team scoring 0 points. How mad are you?
It's the first preseason game.
We have a nice quote from Doug Marrone. I want to get your opinion.
I feel bad for him, man.
I want to get your...
Is he
okay.
cracking?
All right, okay. I have a quote I want to get your opinion on. Marrone had a pretty interesting quote today.
Okay.
And I'm going to get your opinion on what he said. But before we do that, we have to take a quick commercial break. So make sure you're following us on social media. Make sure that you are giving us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Give us a nice review. Talk about how sexy Mike looks in this FSU long sleeve shirt, even though it's 98 degrees outside. Do all that, and then whether you're listening to it through Big Cat Country or through Overtime Network, make sure to support whatever ads you're hearing, and tell them that Another Jags podcast was where you heard about it, because that'll make us look better, and we're all about looking better. All right, we're going to take a quick break. On the video side, we will be back in about 5 minutes. On the podcast side, we'll be back in like 30 seconds. All right, welcome back to Another Jags podcast, episode 80. I don't think that our YouTube live video is working. So I guess this is going to be one of those that you're just going to have to figure in your imagination what it looked like us sitting here talking about the Jags and the Week 1 film breakdown that was.
Breaking news a little bit. Last podcast, we were talking about Vedvik.
Vedvik.
Yes.
Is that a Russian boxer?
No, it is actually a former Ravens kicker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do we call that one or do we call that one?
We said he probably earned himself a job.
Yeah. For a few weeks until the Vikings suck and they cut him because he misses a kick. The curse of the Vikings.
Yeah, and kickers are, that position is just like insane. Yeah. All right, so I want to get to something that kind of happened today in the Jags organization. And I don't really know how to feel. Like, kind of go back and forth. So let's read this Twitter question. And we didn't really ask for Twitter questions this week because obviously we're just breaking down the film of the game. Mm-hmm. But this one was sent to us, so we're just going to read it. And I want to get your thoughts. And this is from the Noah Bennett, and he's at the Noah Bennett. And he says, thoughts on the video of the players going crazy in the locker room.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, was it Quentin? Well, who was it? Quentin Meeks? Or no, CJ Rivas.
Okay.
CJ Rivas posted this Instagram video of AJ Boye going crazy in the locker room, of Cam Robinson like dancing on a chair, getting hyped to some Little Boosie music.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the video though, is we don't know when it was from. Like, it could have been an old video and CJ just randomly decided to tweet it or to Instagram story it today for whatever reason, because it had people in it that were injured and that are injured. Yeah. But let's say the video did happen, because we have no clue. So the video did happen like literally after the last game. What would be your opinion of what happened on the video? Like does it make you think different of the players?
I'm
like,
going to let you go with that one first.
The
Jason question.
I don't think it's a good look. I don't think it's a good look. And if you haven't seen the video, like someone picks up a chair, like a nice chair with the Jaguars embroidered logo on it, throws it on the ground, starts punching the logo, but really just like punching the chair.
Okay.
And it's weird because they're acting kind of crazy, but we've all been in those moments where we're like super hype and we're doing things that's kind of stupid.
Okay.
So do you think that makes the organization look bad? And I guess the bigger question is, do you think it makes Marrone look bad?
Do you think it was recent?
I don't think they know when it was posted from.
Okay. No confirmation if it was recent or...
No, we don't know.
Okay.
I think the jerseys looked like they were older jerseys from last season, maybe. But I was just going off people's like comments and Twitter comments, but I don't know if it's true or not. But let's say it is true. Do you look at it any differently? Do you look at Marrone's control of the locker room different?
I mean, if it was just like an after practice mess around,
throwing the chair on the ground, like destroying a chair. Like,
we don't know what room they're in. They could be in a
chair destroy room.
I mean, it's not like they ripped the chair to pieces. It seemed. Was it broken?
No, but hard to tell.
Okay.
I mean, it's not about the chair's broken. It's just like.
I've seen.
That's not how you treat things.
Okay. Do you see when you win and they're spraying champagne and you're tearing the locker room apart? Does that make any difference at all or not?
Yeah, because you've like won something significant when that happens.
And we also do not know
we know it had to be either last year or this year, and then nothing significant happened since that time frame.
Okay, and
we beat the Patriots.
We don't know the location. It could be. What if it's a training camp site off campus somewhere? If it was last year's training camp,
then why are you
they're messing around?
Still, why are you destroying a chair?
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Okay, I agree, but it's weird. It's a weird look. Like,
it's weird. Post it.
Why are you acting like that? Like, you're hyped. Why destroy a chair? You know?
Yeah.
Like, when I get hyped, I like punch people.
Yeah.
And shove
Why
people.
do people do that, though? Who knows?
I don't know. We teased a quote that Doug Marrone had. He said Doug Marrone, quote, says he's done everything that he can do. He's changed his philosophies to try to escape these injuries, but can't.
Yeah.
That's
Because our
tough.
team is so weak.
The team is weak?
Yeah, of course. Very sarcastic.
Do you like the philosophy he's had this go around off season more than last season? If you don't know, last season he was like hard nosed, 3 days, all that.
I think they had I might be wrong, 14 straight days of padded practice last year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, which is a lot. Him and Coughlin, they definitely, I do appreciate them updating their approach a little bit this year, more modern. doesn't seem to be helping, but hopefully in the season it might actually reap its benefits. But I mean, is there as of right now? I mean, I know Norwell's injured.
Cam Robinson.
I mean, they were injured last year, but I mean, besides that, I mean,
Quincy Williams.
okay, 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll take this now before the regular season,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
But do you prefer that philosophy? That's like the McVay Rams philosophy of
absolutely.
yeah, me too. So if you didn't see, before we move on to like what you want to see from the Eagles game, because I think we both have pretty specific expectations of what we want to see. There was some cuts that happened.
Yeah.
Our boy Benny Cunningham got the boot.
Yep.
Were
boy.
Were you surprised?
Not really.
Me neither.
Hasn't played.
Wasn't he injured too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamstring or something like that.
Rock Thomas. Any surprise there?
Have we actually confirmed that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I believe everything I read on the internet, so I imagine
I
that
believe
it's
that as well.
that's the way that it goes. But anyone you think will get cut?
Soon? Is there a surprise cut coming soon?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay.
Can?
Yeah. No, I mean that would be super shocking. He'd be at least depth.
Yeah.
So the Jaguars waived Rock Thomas and they signed tight end. Was it Carson Meyer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Carson Meyer, tight end.
Continue to find that two. I mean, they ran a lot of two tight end sets. We noticed that they ran a lot of those single back.
Why even sign him in the first place, Rock Thomas?
I don't know, man. A camp back. Who knows why they'd make these signings? Seems pretty frivolous.
Yeah.
All right, we just got a text from someone
Uh-oh.
that said they took Leonard Fournette in the 3rd round
Poor
of their
guy.
fantasy draft.
Not even a Jaguar fan. He's actually a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
What do you think about that? Where would Fournette go? Where would you take him? Obviously, he's the first
Not
Jag.
that early.
I would take him 3rd round
I
for
wouldn't.
sure.
Nah. I made that. I made that bet last year. I'm probably not gonna. I'll skip that one this year.
Well, last year went in the 1st round. This year,
Him and Le'Veon were my. I don't know what I was thinking.
yeah, I think I had Fournette too.
Oof.
Yeah, I always take a Jag running back because I have to have some sort of side rooting interest than just the wins and losses.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up with this. Jags are playing the Eagles on Thursday. We might even get another show in before then. Joey might be here to talk about his thoughts on the Eagles. Not sure. But we got Mike here. And Mike, what do you want to see out of the Eagles game?
I mean, I'm not sure how many players are actually going to play that game. Stay healthy at this point. If Foles, I wouldn't mind seeing Foles play a few snaps just for my own selfish interest because I want to see him throw. I want to see a spiral. It's been so long. But just stay healthy.
How would you feel if they played the same amount of, like, the same lineup they did as the last game? Like, what if, like, there was 30 guys that didn't play?
It'd be disappointing, but I wouldn't blame Maroon at all.
Yeah.
No.
I almost would prefer not to see those guys.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit in the 3rd game.
You want free tickets to the game, so you probably wouldn't, but I am okay with that
I
one.
will be at the game, as I am at every game. We'll be in the Sky Patio. Come by, say hey.
Good luck.
We'll
Right next to the dogs. He's got some treats in his pocket.
We're real easy to find. We're up there. We're pretty loud and obnoxious. But it's going to be really good. I want to see the offensive line play more cohesive as a unit.
Yeah.
I want to see them on inside zone a little bit more. I want to see them on sweep. I don't think we saw very many sweeps. I want to see a jet sweep.
Save that for the regular season.
I still want to see it, though, and see how those edge linemen, set the edge and block.
DeFilippo's saving that. He's holding that card in his pocket.
I don't know how happy I was with the play calling selection of DeFilippo last game.
I mean, it's Minshew. I'm not
I
too
know
worried
it was
about
vanilla, but it was like, man, a lot of 2 tight end sets, a lot of H-back sets with Swaim in the backfield.
Yeah.
Like, would you rather have Swaim coming out of the backfield or would you rather have Chris Conley in the slot?
Chris Conley in the slot.
Yeah, even on running plays.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I could be proved wrong.
It's vanilla. I think I wouldn't count too much in that one.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I would have liked to seen more like trips formations. I would have seen more 10 formation with the running back and no tight end and shotgun. I don't know. I'm not going to try to dissect it too much. I think we will learn a lot this week, though. And I think the Eagles have quality depth. And and I think
they got blasted by Tennessee last week. Do you think so? They have. I mean, I don't know how much they're going to be playing either.
Yeah, but I think players will play more week 2 than they do week 1. So, I mean, we'll see. You think Carson Wentz plays at all?
Yeah. Even
maybe.
last week. So yeah.
Wentz versus Foles, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Peterson versus DeFilippo, that could be a good little.
Yeah, I think we'd probably outcoach them pretty easily.
Yeah. I'd like to see Keelan Cole house another kickoff. That would be
Without a
excellent
holding.
without a holding call.
He looked good. He looked fast. Yeah.
I'm telling you, Keelan Cole is going to surprise you.
Yeah.
And I've been standing by that for a while. He's going to surprise people. He really is. But anything else you want to add about the Eagles? We're going to make this a short podcast because we understand this is preseason. This is midweek. Not a lot to break down.
Okay.
Anything else?
You excited to see your old boy Cyprian out there?
So for the Eagles now?
Yeah, he got signed recently. Poor Mike K. Can't escape him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we're going to end. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Another Jags Pod, Facebook, Instagram, Another Jags Podcast. This is our little midweek episode between games. We're excited about week 2 of the preseason. It's a home game. Make sure to say what's up to us. We'll be there in the Sky Patio hanging out. You can come hang out there, and we will watch the Jags together and hopefully see some quality starting linemen and starting receivers and quarterbacks, things like that.
And healthiness.
Healthiness, that's rule numero uno. I'd like to see if there's any like variations in formations as well. That'd be cool to see. We didn't have a lot of offense. We didn't run a lot of offense. We were like out of the end zone, 4-yard line. It's kind of hard to run your offense when you're in bad field position like we were. So it's going to be exciting. We appreciate you guys listening. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week. And as always, go Jags.